This is another bad neighbor case.
If you thought the What the Hales was bad, this is equally, if not worse.
If you move into Florida, there's some things you gotta know. It's not all sun and sand, there's a place you just can't go. When that 3 is off the charts, the neighbors are a fighting. You can't get any peace or quiet, it's screaming day and night in Levy County. Oh yeah, it's a criminal bounty. Oh yeah, call the sheriff, he can't help you, and the judge will try and fight you. Ain't no way to live a good life down there in Levy County.
Come on, motherfucker! I'll kick your fucking teeth right through the back of your goddamn skull!
There's a woman with some turtles who screams and yells all day. They're all sick and in need of shelter, but the fishing game says it's okay. She's got a kid that ain't hers, and she's locked her in a shed. But CPS don't care about nothing, even slaps around the head in Levy County.
Have anxiety over the roof.
It's a criminal bounty. Oh yeah. Call the sheriff, he can't help you, and the judge will try and fight you. Ain't no way to love your neighbor down there in Levy County.
Same judge.
Same lawyer.
Same lawyer. Randall Shockett is the lawyer for the Gosney family.
There's a man who hates his neighbor from the day that they moved in. Plays his music all day long. No one can stand the din. He scares the poor old widow who lives across the way. As he shouts, "You motherfucker, don't you look at me that way."
Motherfucker, I ain't got a goddamn thing in my hand!
Criminal bounty. Oh yeah. Call the sheriff, he can't help you, and the judge will try and fight you. Ain't no way you'd ever catch me down there in Levy County.
Another family falls victim to Judge Grudge.
Okay, so we have here in the circuit of the 8th Judicial Circuit in Fort Levy County, Florida. Oh, it is Levy County. Holy shit!
Oh, Jesus. There you go. That answered that question in the second line, didn't it?
Careful, you got nails and stuff. Don't go in here.
Harley, get out of there. Harley, do you see the nails? You're going to fall and get one right in your eye.
Let's go! Let's go, motherfucker! I will fucking kick your goddamn teeth through the back of your fucking skull! Do you comprehend me?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good whatever, good day. Welcome back. And I wake up grateful every day, Jeff. Grateful every day that I don't live in Levy County.
Yeah.
I think Jesus Christ himself, I think, would forgive you for not loving your neighbor in Levy County.
But you scared me there with your opening.
I know.
You're like Willy Wonka. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Wow. I don't win the glass.
Whatever. Good whatever. I don't know. Welcome back to the program, everyone. This is part 5 of Neighbor Wars, and you're watching on both of our channels, Megan Fox Investigates and Legal Vices. Make sure that you are liked and subscribed, no matter which stream you're watching on. Make sure that you are liking and subscribing, because YouTube is asshole, and occasionally they will unsubscribe you and they will claim you're a bot, even though you're not a bot. If you're not a bot, raise your hand in the chat and just make sure you check your little subscribe button. Jeff and I will do better today. Instead of 45 minutes of bullshit, we will keep it to 15, I promise. So how you doing?
Good. And this is it's a nice cool night here for the first time ever. I get to open the windows. I haven't opened the windows in like 2 months, so we'll probably have 100% more cicada noises in the background.
I thought I just heard something, but it sounded more like a garbage truck or something like that.
A bus.
Or a bus. Okay. Well, today is the first day that the girls are in school. Hangry doesn't go back until tomorrow. But I did get the girls off to school this morning. So Spawn went off to college, her very first day. And Fairy and our exchange student, I guess we'll call her Sunny. They got on the bus today and went off to school. So I have a pretty quiet house. Thank God. Woohoo!
Now you're like riding your horse up and down the front. I'm going, freedom! You know.
It cannot come fast enough, Jeff. The school year here starts way too late.
Oh, May was just a couple of short months ago. And like, I wish it'd be summer vacation so I can spend time with my kids.
I know
miss
it's,
my
but
kids."
it's great. It's the perfect amount of time because by the end, I'm like, go back to school. All right. So, to give you a recap, if you are not familiar with this case, this is a warring neighbor case in Levy County. And no, I am not talking about Jeremy Hales and Lynette Preston, but I'm talking about Gosney v. Griffith, not that Gosney. And Jeff, can you put the link to the bingo in the private chat so I can pin it to the chat? Jeff actually saved it this time. So
Well,
I don't have
by save it, I meant I can go back and see the pinned
good.
link from yesterday. That's what I meant by I saved it.
Wonderful. Well, whatever it takes. I have my thermos of coffee. I'm all set. I don't have to leave my desk for anything. Should be good. All right. So we will get the bingo put in the chat. So just everybody hold your horses. Welcome to Rumble, by the way. The Rumble Ghetto. We've got that up and running.
Hey,
and
Rumble.
Also welcome to the locals chat. Actually, I'm not actually sure I have that going. I better make sure I have a locals chat going. meganfox.locals.com. I know I put up an announcement that this was going. And by the way, that's the best place to get the announcements for when I'm going live because YouTube doesn't give out notifications regularly because YouTube is asshole. And we like YouTube and everything, but we don't like the fact that they keep skipping our notifications. So you can always find those on locals. Jeff, do you have a locals page?
No, I don't.
No, you're not on locals. Okay. All right. Where did it go? Oh, I see that it didn't post it. Dang it. That's bad. Well, that means I have to do it on locals. So today you didn't get a notification, folks, because my scheduled post didn't work. All right. Doing it now. And there will be a live chat. All right. So these two neighbors they were warring. Gosney took out a restraining order against Griffith, who's next door. In the opening song, you saw some of the interaction between the two. Gosney had put lots of cameras on his house, which because he was worried about what he thought was maybe drug dealing going on next door. And then the warring began because Griffith did not like cameras pointed at his house. So today I thought we'd start off the day before we go to part 5 of Judge Grudge, because they ended up in front of Judge Grudge. And we are having so much fun watching him lose his mind again and again and again. I thought I would play for you a little bit of of another video of the neighbor video. And it's kind of a longer video, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I thought when we need a palate cleanser from Judge Grudge, we can just go back to the video and keep playing it so we can see more of this neighbor dispute that's happening. So in this particular video, we have Mr. Griffith up on a ladder, and he is complaining to another neighbor. He's complaining to another neighbor about his neighbor, Gosney, Mr. Gosney.
And while we're watching that, I have pinned the bingo link to the top of my chat, and I sent the link in the private chat for you.
Oh, great. I'll go do that right now also. Let me get over to the studio, and I will pin that as well. All right, guys. And so get your bingo cards open and ready, because you may actually, there might be something in here that you can, in this video, that we could start playing immediately. So if you see anything that is in the bingo card in this video, you can certainly click it off. Now, this is a little hard to hear. I would suggest you put your headphones in, but I can do some translating if you're having trouble. Here we go.
Can't hear a thing.
Okay, hold on. I must have it shared wrong.
No, I mean, you just hear, you can't make out what they're saying.
You didn't hear, he called the building commissioner, he called the...
No, it just sounds like...
All right, let's try that again.
They call the building department, they call the zoning commissioner, they call the building inspector, he called the fire marshal, the fucking EPA.
The fire marshal, the fucking EPA. Did you hear that? They called the building inspector. They called the EPA. Can you hear that?
Barely. It's just the audio going from them to you to the rest of the world. It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's difficult. Well, if the chat is having trouble hearing any of this, we'll just, we'll quit.
Everybody. Doesn't matter who it is, they call them. So, hey, if you want to do me a favor, tell everybody you know 240 Mastodon DEA.
So do me a favor and tell everybody you know that the guy who lives in this house is DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency.
That's the way to put the fear of God into your neighbors in Florida. He's a DEA agent.
I love that this is on film.
That's why he keeps getting away with everything, I think. He's some kind of cop.
He's some kind of cop, which I don't think is true, but.
Yeah. It's just, I can't use this one with this play with your neighbors. I mean, come on. Like I said, I'm going to tell all my neighbors to tell everybody that this dude's DEA and put it out there. I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to put it out there that he's DEA and I don't give a fuck. What does that mean, Jeff?
Well, it means that I guess, like I said, in Florida, like the worst thing you could do is say your neighbor's a cop. Whereas in most of the rest of the states, you'd be like, "Oh, that's very nice. Our neighborhood will be safe." Okay, he's going to spoil the business.
But in Florida, you're literally risking your neighbor's life by saying we're going to put it out there that he's DEA.
It's like the worst thing you can tell your neighbors.
Could have been way better, but you know what? When you act like a fucking asshole to me, fuck it. It's fucking fair game. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm good. You just leave me alone. Once you start fucking with my family or my animals, me and my wife lived here for 6 years. No problem.
And with something like him, never mind.
Even this lady, she was 90 fucking 5 when we moved in down with a perfect.
The neighbor's 90 fucking 5, Jeff. 90 fucking 5.
Well, okay. Hope she likes music.
They move in. Now I don't get along with one neighbor over there and one neighbor over there, and it's almost like Linda, and Brenda. It's almost like it's fucking the name ends with an A. Might as well be Kunta.
What?
Linda, and Brenda. It's almost like if the name ends in an A, might as well be Kunta. Oh my God.
Oh dear.
I love this guy.
I just think this whole town needs to switch to decaf.
Benny the dog wants to say, did they say motherfucker yet for bingo? I don't think so. Sadly, you can start bingo now, but sadly, we haven't actually heard an MFer yet. Not yet.
Because every one of them fucking turned their back on me. That Linda, you can get along with her break until these people will get all she's going to say, no, who gives a fuck? And then this Linda, me and her husband got along so great, he'd have turned over in his grave. Because I got along with me and that dude rode to South Carolina, or not, Kentucky. He wanted to buy a truck. He told his wife to sit her ass at home. Me and him were going.
He's a better neighbor than me. I just want to kick the ladder out from underneath him.
Sounds like quality people. He told his wife to sit her ass at home, and he took me instead.
Saucy.
Do not take marriage advice from the residents of Levy County. That's what I'm getting out of this. Tylene on Rumble says, I hate my neighbors so bad. They've called every sort of cop on me because I take care of wildlife and they hate it. But it's nothing like this. Just don't answer the door anymore. Well, are you feeding foxes, though, or something like that? Because you shouldn't do that. Like they're pests. Like don't
raccoons.
Do that.
Don't feed the raccoons.
Please don't feed the raccoons.
Trash pandas.
When you say wildlife, I hope you mean birds and squirrels.
Do they call raccoons trash pandas in your neck of the woods
yes.
too? Okay.
Yeah. Do not feed the trash pandas. They're just a menace. All right, let's see. Let's go some more.
have they been there now? 3.5 years. If that. This all goes to shit. No, you know what? My life's not going to change. Like it's been. Me and my wife are going to keep living.
Well, that's good.
That's exactly what this is for. Yeah. Protect us and our property. You got video evidence. Yeah. Sound, video, I got it all now. Because back here they tell.
He's putting up cameras right now, Jeff.
Yeah, right now on the ladder as we speak.
At this very moment, he's putting up answer cameras to the
Answer
12
cams.
cameras.
They're going to cancel each other out and nothing will be captured. Anti-cameras. Just wrap his house in like a Faraday cage.
You see the pellet holding. And you can see which side of the fence it comes from. Yeah, it's not rocket science. Right, I mean, it's not. But you know what? We can't do nothing because you can't prove it. Well, now I will be able to prove it. Exactly. I mean, they even shot our cameras back there. They're rings. So I'm hardwiring everything. There'll be 12 hardwired cameras down this side. It's a shame I ain't never had a camera in the fucking
There'll be 43 million cameras pointing at each other.
It'll be 12 cameras down the fence line. Like, what do they want to see? I just don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, these people move here. Then I put 8 on my house, so that's not enough because this guy keeps pulling guns and fire and weapons on me. So now I'm just
Cameras won't protect you from gunfire. just say.
The camera wars.
It might give him more targets, but it won't.
I have questions. Says, who is recording this? This would be the cameras on the Gosney's house recording this. All right, we're gonna take a little break from this. We will come back when we need a palate cleanser from Judge DeThomasis, which I promise you will happen sooner rather than later. Most
Neighbor
likely.
Wars first cam.
But I guess I should have looked to see if I have the what part are we on?
6.
6. Okay, so I gotta go over here. Part.
And
6.
while she's doing that, everybody get down there and smash the like button on both channels and subscribe to both channels. Make sure you're still subscribed to both channels.
Yeah, if you think you're subscribed, you need to check anyway, because you might not be, because YouTube thinks you're a bot.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Long-term members are being deleted.
Oh, where did we leave off?
Beginning.
So what was happening right before this? We had
they were arguing over when the Sabbath starts.
That's right. The judge was checking the NASA calendar for sundown.
He was calling the space Jews to find out at this exact second that the
Jews
Sabbath starts.
in space.
With Captain Link Leibowitz. Yeah.
Calling the space Jews, okay, to decide what time sundown is. Somebody sent me a message that said NASA is not the one who decides sundown for Jews. It would be the rabbi. The head rabbi in Florida is the one, like whoever the top guy is, kind of like the Pope rabbi.
Yeah. The Pope rabbi. I'm sure they appreciate that.
For us Catholics, you have to give some kind of reference so we understand. But like the head guy, so he would be like a bishop or a cardinal of Florida. I don't know what you call him. What do you call the head rabbi guy in
Pope
Florida?
Rabbi works, I guess.
Pope rabbi. Yeah, the Pope rabbi.
At least that's something that DeThomasis could understand anyway.
Yeah, it's not NASA, Melanie. Yeah. Not NASA. No. All right, so that was what was happening.
With the space lasers, they can tell what time it is.
And look at Randy's face even right now. Like he is so had it. He is so had it. So this guy is trying to decide how long he can keep a Jew in court on a Friday.
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Okay, we are back on record. It is 5:12 p.m. April 12th.
Oh my God.
We just confirm, Mr. Shockett.
Can't be there a minute after 5 o'clock. I would never do that to my crew.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The court has reviewed what is styled as motion for stay of trial court proceedings filed in 38-2019 DR 539 as well as 23 CA 58. Each of those above styled motions in each of those cases are denied. The court's prepared to proceed. The court also confirmed that sundown for Bronson, Florida,
here we go.
United States of America is 7:56.
Oh, for hell's sakes, Megan.
This evening.
7:56, Jeff.
No, did he have to clarify? Go back and listen to what he said.
Okay. How do I go back on this? Can I arrow keys? Do those work?
With that,
no.
Mr. Shockett, you may
they don't.
They do for me.
I'm not on YouTube. I'm on
each of those
video
above-styled motions in each of those cases are denied.
It doesn't work.
The court's prepared to proceed.
That's not going to work for me. How do I go back?
19 DR 539 as well as 23.
How far was it?
Mrs. Gosney?
Here we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen to this
The court
clarification.
has reviewed what is styled as motion for stay of trial court proceedings filed in 38-2019 DR 539 as
Was it
well
after
as
this?
23 CA 58. Each of those above styled motions in each of those cases are denied. The court's prepared to proceed. The court also confirmed that sundown for Bronson, Florida,
Right here.
United States of America.
Bronson,
is
Florida, United States of America. he had to qualify and make sure everybody on the record knows that Bronson, Florida is in the United States of America.
That he wasn't talking about Colombia. He wasn't talking. He
doofus.
verified that the sundown in Bronson, in Florida,
in the United States of
in
America.
the United States of America, not South America.
Good Lord.
God, I hate this guy.
56 p.m.
Earth, though? Agony Goose.
With that, Mr. Shockett, you may proceed.
Okay, I'd like to call Will Gosney. I'm here.
All right, we're going to get to
I'm
hear
sorry?
from Mr. Gosney.
You just dropped off a second.
No, we broke up.
Hang on, yeah, there's a little delay there.
Oh,
He's too
All right, if you
specific.
could-
Surprised he didn't mention current planetary alignment.
Okay, calling Mr. Gosney.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Gosney, if you can raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you have to provide to this court will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Planet Earth.
Okay, counsel, you may proceed.
Okay, Mr. Gosney, you are the petitioner in this case? Yeah. All right. In the case that was presented by the move-in respondent, it was mentioned about a 911 call recently. Tell the court, why did you call 911 in that instance?
Well, back when we did the injunction and we were in court and with that, I had another attorney. And that attorney advised me anytime that Mr. Griffith violated that injunction, that I should inform law enforcement and have them respond to that because of the way he was threatening me.
Okay, and what was your understanding of why you called law enforcement? Where did you interpret a violation that made you call law enforcement a 911?
Well, it was through my review of
911
both the injunction.
Shall be deemed to have knowledge of.
Shit. What the hell just happened?
What?
I can't hit my. Oh, I hit the wrong button, Jeff. I went forward.
Injunction.
Of the injunction, yes.
Go ahead.
It says that he should have no contact with me. He's not allowed to stare at me. He's not allowed to threaten me. He's not allowed to have any interaction with me or my family at all. And he was admonished that the only exception to the 500-foot rule in the injunction and any of that other was so that he could have peaceful, quiet access to his residence while he lived there. And so that's why I felt like when he was threatening me from places that were not his residence, that were within 500 feet of me, that he was violating the injunction, and I called law enforcement about that.
When you said
just a violation
we attended the hearing
enforcement
and read the
division,
transcript,
police department, and
you
legal.
referenced just now section 5, paragraph 4. I want to read that to you. Respondent, upon service of this injunction, shall be deemed to have knowledge of and to be bound by all matters occurring at the hearing and on the face of this injunction. So let me ask you, was there something that occurred at the hearing?
Nope. I believe we can now now check off jerk off talks over people.
Everyone, yeah. I thought it was you. I'm like, who are you? Oh, never mind. It's her.
No, it's her again. And she's going to keep doing it. She's just going to keep talking and no one will stop her. Do you think Randy Shockett could get away with this?
Oh, hell no.
He would be like,
Hell
Mr.
no.
Shockett, you are impeding the administration of fair justice.
And I'm going to tell you about it for 15 minutes.
That was not on the face of the injunction that you felt was violated?
There she goes again. Oh my God.
Hang on,
sorry,
hang on, there's an objection.
I don't know what he's reading. I got a copy of the final judgment. What paragraph?
He's at what would be, if I'm correct, section Roman numeral 5.
Come on, Griffith, follow along.
Numeral 4.
If the Thomas
like
insistence is on
almost
top
the
of it,
second to
you
last
aren't.
thing
Oh,
before the
got it.
judge
Okay,
signs.
I got it. Yes.
Okay, we're done.
Thank you.
We've got it.
Oh, you got it? So, Mr. Gosney, when you thought, when we made the 911 call, were you referring to matters that occurred at the hearing or something on the face of the injunction?
Possibly a combination of both of those, because I referenced the injunction, and then I referred to what he was saying in the hearing, and he was clearly in violation of what the judge said in open court right before he said, and this is what I'm going to grant for an injunction.
Are you
Objection hearsay.
So, the objection is hearsay. The court, I'm hearing it in the context of not for the truth of the matter asserted, because that could be established by a transcript of what was said.
He's making an argument for Shockett. Congratulations.
I think the way you asked the question, it might explain what this witness did and
Judge,
why
how
he
about
did
you
it,
let the
but-
parties decide what the objection is going to be and the arguments against it?
Can we check off litigating from the bench?
Yeah, even though it was vaguely in favor of Shock at that time.
Yeah, but he loves to overstep. He loves to like take that lawyer role, and it's so not his job. He should stop doing this. He has to like talk it out. It's almost like he has to talk it out loud for him to make a decision. Like every thought that goes through his brain comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's not for the judge to say, well, he was asking the question not to prove the truth of the matter asserted. No, that's what Randy Shockett should say. And the judge should go, okay, sustained or overruled.
Right.
That's all he should say.
Not really for the truth of the matter. So if you're submitting it for the truth of the matter, I'd like to know that so that the court could pronounce a ruling. But if it's offered for some other reason.
Right, well, okay. It's not being offered the truth of the matter of violation, but I'm getting to what was said. That's where I'm trying to drill into what he felt that was said by the court that led him to believe that. So I'm not sure what the objection is referring to as far as being admitted for the truth.
Which is this witness attesting to what the judge said in open court. There'll be a record of that could stand.
There is
right. But if it's I don't know if it's an exact quote or not, but if it's being offered for the truth, the hearsay objection is sustained. If it's being offered to explain what he thought the judge said and therefore he acted upon his belief, it just explains his behavior following the statement. Whether it was actually an accurate statement or not, it explains his behavior. The accuracy of the statement might be an issue later on, but so there's limited value if it's put in for that purpose.
Okay, well, it's not being offered for the truth of what the The court stated, but the fact that there's a record and it is non-hearsay, the transcript is already on the file with the court. If that's what we're talking about, what occurred at the hearing, the court did say those things. So I don't
Yeah, that's what I'm
transcript. Is that transcript in evidence? I don't know.
The chat is like, the sun is setting.
Hurry!
The sun is going down, and you are sitting around. I'm sorry, but I'm checking off law school time. I feel like I'm in law school class now. I've been transported to a hearsay class, and for the truth of the matter, we're now discussing what is the truth of the matter versus some other reason, and I'm tired of it.
That it is.
He attached his
It's
response.
part of the court file, and I've attached it to my response, Judge.
Okay. If it's attached
So-
to your response, the court can refer to it. All right.
The
So it's not
transcripts?
hearsay.
The transcripts? Oh,
Yeah.
transcript fuckery. Transcript fuckery. Boy, bingo is going to be over quick today.
Is that
When
really
you-
transcript fuckery though? Yeah, he just asked if they were in evidence, and he said, "Yeah."
This whole argument could have been solved by, Judge, the transcript is attached. Just look at the transcript.
You're talking about the call to police. Can you just so that we know what date?
What date and time? And was it in the
911
United States of
call?
America?
What was the date of 911
The
call?
sun fell down.
I believe it was October. I'm not sure exactly what date it was.
Weren't you referring to when you called 911 the day that was of the deposition of Mrs. Griffith?
Yes.
Okay. You just don't know the exact date.
I just don't know the exact date. I don't have it in front of me here.
So, you did review the transcript, you said, of the hearing in
Yes,
October? Okay, sorry, we're talking over each other. But you did review the transcript of the hearing held before this court September 11, 2019?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm trying to drill down here. What you mentioned, there were matters that were occurring at the hearing and you feel that the respondent is bound by. What specifically are you referring to that was said at the hearing that's not on the face of the injunction that makes you call 911?
He's been told he's not allowed to stare at us. He's been told to not have any contact whatsoever with me or my family. I'm not reading from the transcript. I mean.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't stare at us.
Okay, thank you. Now,
I feel like Randy's trying to get to something and Gosney's not catching on. Are you getting that feeling?
Yeah.
He's trying without leading him. He's trying, but he's not catching on.
had you, since the injunction been entered, have you ever, other than the issues that were discussed today at the hearing, were there any other times when you, after the injunction was in place, had to contact the authorities about Mr. Griffith?
I believe there's been several times that we've had to contact the authorities about Mr. Griffith, yes.
Specifics. Give specifics.
Can you tell us what Mr. Griffith did that made you contact the authorities, other than
Randy, can you tell us what he did?
Wink, wink.
Oh my God. Please, sir, tell us what he did.
the other
I hope he
issues we
just
talked
has
about
violated
today?
the restraining order.
Well, he would say, I want to watch you die. I want to watch you all die. I want to kill your grandchildren. I want to.
Hang on, Mr. Gosney, I'm sorry, sir. You might be able to hear. Counsel, if you could move that microphone so that
Sure,
they could hear
I'm
you.
going to object.
Oh,
predicate.
now we can't hear her. Now we can't hear Kirchhoff. But we can hear her when she's talking over everyone else. But when she has an objection, she can't speak into the microphone.
Maybe she's just confused.
He did not ever actually hear those words come out of Mr. Griffith's mouth. He heard them out of some audio device or something.
Oh my God.
Well,
This
that changes
argument, Jeff, this argument is going to go on forever. And let me just tell you, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, I can already
This-
tell that.
This guy is saying these things to the camera with the microphone behind the house. And it's all, I'm going to watch you die. I'm going to watch you die. I'm going to watch your kids die. I'm
We
going to
might
watch
even
you die.
have some of that video.
I do have that video. Of course, now I need to find it.
He did not hear
That's
them
not,
from.
So,
Judge, that's for cross-examination. That's for cross-examination.
No, he's got to lay a predicate that he actually heard this person say it. According, it would be
Well,
contrary to his deposition. In his deposition, he heard all of it through audio.
Guess what? I bet he listened to the audio and heard it.
Yeah, but the argument is literally, you didn't hear that out of my client's mouth. You heard it off a camera recording. This is the same thing as being like, Your Honor, my client didn't murder that man. No one saw him do it. And the other opposing counsels can be like, it was on video. Like,
yeah, but
you didn't see it with your own eyes. You didn't see. The camera saw something, but you don't know what that was. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
I would concur with that.
so the objection is that there is no basis based on, I guess, what counsel knows from a prior sworn probably prior sworn testimony, that it was not heard, I guess, in person, actually. So if you want to lay a predicate for what he means by having heard him say that.
What are we doing here?
The counsel, I believe, is mistaken. There's more than one incident when the respondent said he wanted to kill grandchildren and Mr. Gosney. So we could continue. I could show that that's not anything that was mentioned in the deposition or anything Mr. Griffith is referring to.
All right. I do have, let's see, let's open this. I do have a audio recording.
Well, while you're doing that, Adara the Wholesome sent me $2. Jeff is live and I haven't even left for work yet because we started an hour early.
We did, because I have to take Hangry to a doctor's appointment. So thank you for that. And Connie B sent 2. May the Swartz be with you. And Hey Joe sent 5. Even the sun has anxiety over the roof. I do have some audio of this Watch You Die stuff. Let's see. Here we go. Let's put this up here. Let's see what we hear here.
I hope you watch you die. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I heard him singing, Watch You Die. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what I was fucking want.
What was that?
I don't know.
I heard a fucking.
Yeah, that's all I heard too.
That's all I heard.
And
crows. Wait, we missed something. No, it's mumbly. All right, and that's only one of the Watch You Die stuff. So you heard that in the beginning. Let's go back. Let's listen to him sing Watch You Die again.
I only hope we get to watch you die. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So you know that this is a thing that he heard this guy saying.
Oh yeah.
Peter Harrington says, what a lovely singing voice he has.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you love to hear that coming over your fence?
Oh yeah. And Jennifer says, can you prove you saw it with your own eyes for the £5? Thank you, Jennifer. I believe we're even in the super chat wars.
Oh, the super chat wars have begun in earnest. And don't forget, you can also send them on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Jeff has the same stuff somewhere in his description, probably, I think.
Description, and the mods throw it up there all the time.
Yes. All right. How do I get out of here?
I don't know.
I got to get back to what I was doing. Okay, let's put this back up.
Well, again,
Your face.
Since there's, I think there's consensus that there's been contact with law enforcement on several occasions. So let's try to clear what day we're talking about, so maybe we can avoid an
You
objection.
waited until I
So
took
this
coffee
call
in
that
my
we're
mouth
saying,
for that.
Maybe.
Post entry of the injunction, yes,
Oh,
your
yeah.
client, was there a time when you had to call law enforcement? And he's saying, yeah, it's a time when he made certain statements. But if we know what date that is, then we may know if it was in person or whatever. It might avoid some objections. But I'm going to let you proceed.
Okay.
What?
If Mr. Gosney
Do you
says
know-
he heard it, he'll be subject to cross.
Shut up! You said he could proceed.
Right. Okay. So, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Gosney, referring to what you just referred to, these statements were made at the same time because you issued, I think you made about 3 statements in a row.
Mr. Griffith makes these statements on almost a daily basis.
Please stop. When you say these statements, can you just
Objection.
outline the statement?
Okay, hang on, there's an objection on the floor and the
Predicate.
grounds.
No
So,
personal knowledge of the statement. No.
No, just video and audio tapes. That's all. But no personal. What is he talking about? No personal knowledge.
I don't know.
Personal knowledge. He's not heard him say it. It's not.
so the objection
You
presumes.
think I'm
that
lying about this directly?
Wait,
Mr. Gosney.
Mr. Gosney, you don't need to respond. It's a legal issue. Counsel needs to be heard, but Mr. Shockett can respond on your behalf. Counsel's objection is that, apparently based on the objection, he's got reason to believe that your client didn't actually hear the statements, that he heard a recording and then ascertained or whatever from that. And so I don't know if there's a need to clarify that, or you're standing by, and we'll just, we could deal with this on cross-exam, because if it turns out that there's a lack of a predicate or there's some other objectionable basis, the court could certainly disregard the testimony. If there's no need to, then it'll stand.
Okay.
Why can't
Mr.
he just
Gosney,
say
you just-
overruled? Why
Or
does
just
he?
say shock at talk.
Why can't he just, to the objection, just say overruled? Continue. Why does he have to give a 10-minute answer to every objection? Well, if it's this, then this. And if it's that, then that. But I will wait until this before X, Y, Z.
Especially when he says, Mr. Shockett, you may continue. And then he proceeds to
And then he
continue
keeps
to talk
talking.
for 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
Said on almost a daily basis. Mr. Griffith says that he wants, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Can you continue what you were saying? What does he say? And break it down. You're saying on almost a daily basis. You're saying since the injunction has been entered?
Since the injunction.
Tease T with the
Yeah.
huge super chat. Here's hoping that the ESPPD cam is soon. My head is already pounding. Thanks, Judge Grudge. What is the ESPPD cam?
I don't know, but thanks, TT. You get a big foghorn blast for that one. Thanks.
All right, and now I am seriously behind in the super chat wars.
What is ESPPD? Police department. ESP police department cam.
I don't know.
There's extra space. Don't be vague.
Try to do one at a time. What have you heard him say on almost a daily basis? And I'll get to how you did it.
Watch you die. Watch you die. Watch you die. I want to watch you die. Watch you die. Watch you die.
Okay.
Watch you die. He does that.
Got the point.
And repeats it and repeats it and repeats it.
Okay.
Lot.
Of all the days in the last 4.5 years since the injunction has been in place, he said it on almost daily basis. Did he say that? Did you ever hear him say that when you were there, present, and seeing him say
Emotional support potato
Yes.
pig dog cam.
it? Okay. Now, have you heard it other times as well?
I have.
Oh, that's
I
what
hear
it means.
Whenever I'm watching my security system, it's not that I'm recording something and then coming back to play it later. I hear it when he says it.
You hear him say, I want to watch you die.
Yes,
And does that cause you fear?
absolutely, because this is.
You have fear of imminent harm when you hear
I
that?
do, absolutely, because this is the person has pulled a gun on me. And he follows through on his threats.
Okay. I'm going to go through a couple of terms of the injunction with you.
Sure.
Paragraph 1, it says respondent shall not, section 3, 1, respondent shall not commit any other violation of the injunction through an intentional unlawful threat, word, or act to do violence to the petitioner. Since the injunction has been entered, have you heard him make an unlawful threat to
Yes.
you?
Yes.
And is that what you just described?
Amongst others, yes.
Now is your time to tell us. In
Yes,
addition to what else?
He has said,
he's just like
"When
pulling
you
teeth.
die."
I feel so bad.
I
I feel
know.
so bad for Randy. He's like,
I
now's
know.
your time to just tell us everything he's done.
I
Now's
know.
your chance to let it out. But I get it. These aren't professional witnesses. This isn't how they live their natural life in court doing these things. But I feel the frustration of like, now's your chance. Just
Yeah,
say it,
say
get it out.
Say all those things you've been telling me.
I want to watch your grandkids die. He says, he has
Shut up.
said that it makes
He's objecting
my
for
dick
the same reason, but the camera.
hard when I think of your grandkids dying.
Hang on.
He
Mr. Griffiths,
says,
hang on. Mr. Gosney, you got to let us know if there's an objection. You got to speak up.
I got it.
'Cause
I
they gotta hear it.
apologize. Yeah, it's the same.
I heard
thing,
it, Judge.
I don't, because this may go up, I want to make sure that I preserve the record. I'm objecting he just predicate. I don't know whether he heard this on his audio device, whether he heard this in person, when it was heard. I don't know any of that. Whether
So is Rich Little doing impressions?
Relevance? I don't know. He's got to give us some dates and times. You can't. I mean.
Dates and times. He wants timestamps.
Let's see if he gets them.
Defined as post-entry of the injunction.
It's a 4.5 year period.
Can't he do this on cross-examination?
Right, over a
That's almost
4-year
5-year
period. Sometime in that period of time, you're going to have the ability to cross-examine him, and whether it's
So just
through a recording
overrule the
device, which
objection.
Mr. Gosney has just clarified that his
Just
security
overrule
system
it.
allows him to hear it.
Oh no, he has to
I guess
he has
at
to
the
talk
same
for a long
time.
time.
I can't.
To
Where's
extent
the
that you need
bingo
to
square for
cross-examine him
Megan
on that,
loses her
again,
shit?
it could be subject to being excluded at a later point, but I've got to hear the testimony to.
Pontificating? Can we check off pontificating?
The court's overruling the objection. I don't know that there's a need for them to lay a predicate other than the kind of time, place, so that you know, and we know what they're talking about. But right now, it's defined as post-injunction,
Oh,
which seems that it
God.
would meet the test of
Shut
relevancy,
up.
and that it might tend to prove or disprove a material fact that's at issue.
Shut
The issue being whether there's continuing threats and/or
Is it
violations
overruled
of
or
the terms of the
sustained?
injunction. So, Counsel, you may proceed.
Okay, it's preserved for the record. Your objection is noted. That's all he's got to say.
But he can't do that.
Now is your chance. We got interrupted there.
Randy.
Now is your chance to tell us. You said a couple things. Is there anything else that, since the injunction was entered, that Mr. Griffith has made an intentional threat to you to do violence to you? You mentioned the grandchildren yourself, and by the way, when you're saying these things, were these things said to you since the injunction has been entered in person, that you heard it and saw him say it to you?
Some of them, yes.
Okay.
Some of them were over my
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Now, do you feel that, do you believe he's threatened you in other ways besides words? Has he done any actions that made you feel threatened? Non-verbal.
Yes. Mr. Griffith has,
I'm
on
getting a new
occasion,
roof.
he has
It's giving me
shook
anxiety.
his fist at me.
Over the roof.
He has made
Thank you,
obscene
Anangelo.
gestures towards me.
Obscene gestures.
You know, when
Oh, what do you mean by obscene gestures? Well, I can help you with that. Let's see. What do we mean by obscene gestures? Now, I don't think I'm going to have to blur this because it's already kind of blurred by the camera. So here's an obscene gesture.
It's looking pretty clear.
No, it's like whited out.
Yeah.
You can't see anything. That's a bare ass at the camera. I would say that's a. Oh, did we have lewd? Did I put lewd actions or lewd?
No, that was a couple of bingo cards ago.
Oh, look, a second time. We're mooning a second
Great.
time.
Buy one, get one free.
All right. So, are there any lewd gestures? And if you remember the song in the beginning, there was camera footage in there of his wife doing the same thing to the
when
camera.
you flip somebody off and hold your middle finger up and mouth the word "fuck you," he has jumped up and down. He stood in his yard glaring at me when I was over in my yard.
On that one, he stood in his yard staring at you?
He has, yes.
And you interpret that as a violation of the injunction?
I do, because he was told in court, in that transcript, he's not allowed to do that.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Any other were on
Yes, you did. You meant to interrupt him.
Yeah. On several occasions when I was leaving for work, he would run down and approach my vehicle as I was leaving in a threatening manner. How was it a threatening manner? Well, he would run down there and act as though he was going to attack me and then stop at the last minute.
Attack you physically with his...
Physically, yes.
To your vehicle. Where was your vehicle when you did that?
When I was driving out of the end of my driveway past the end of his property, he'd be up and he would run down and act like he was going to, physically attack me. Did he say anything when he did it, or just did that action? He did that as an action, yes.
And did that cause you to be in fear of imminent harm?
It did. Absolutely. I was afraid that he was going to try to attack me, as he has threatened in the past. He back originally,
Narrative. No question.
This is funny. Daily Quick Bites, all professors, law or otherwise, live on the fragments of your soul they suck out through the power of verbosity.
Well, especially adjunct professors who aren't real professors, but really, really wish they were.
Wheezy Bob says, I'm waiting for Jeff to scream, shut the fuck up! I can't do Jeff Muppet voice. I also forgot to put Jeff Muppet voice on the bingo card this time. Dang, look at that giant pipe. Holy cow. Holy cow, Jeff.
That's what she said.
Mr. Gosney, just respond to the question. I'm going to sustain the objection rather than
I'm going to
explain things, but your counsel will be able to give us a piece of the time.
Okay.
Debbie says, I thought that guy was on crack, not
also
showing
this
crack.
Injunction, he was ordered to never go to your residence. Has he ever, in any way,
time out,
any part of his body ever entered your...
Oh no, I'm choking.
Time out. Look, see, this is the thing, and we can see it a lot in these types of hearings for protective orders, injunctive orders, things like that. There might be so much stuff going on. It's hard to isolate specific incidents. Like when your entire life is nothing but the victim of harassment. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to think of specifics, but when you're fighting to have something continued or discontinued, you need to bring up specific acts. Like at this day and this time, this happened and it terrified me.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have specificity, and Randall is trying desperately to get him to be specific, but I just feel it in the pit of my stomach. I just want to just go say this, and I don't even know what he's supposed to say.
And so does Randy.
So
does Randy, and you can tell because he's dying over there. He's just like, please say it.
Yes, so if anybody finds yourself in the situation that the Gosneys are in, they're asking for specific instances that made you fear for your life. This is why paper trails. This is why keeping notes are very, very important, because you need to specifically say it and remember it.
There are dates on all of these videos, so that watch you die thing. So on that audio, that's June 10th, 2022, exhibit 96. So they have dates, but they needed to have maybe put it together in a presentation or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I can see that he's frustrated.
Your property, your residence.
Yes, absolutely.
Since the injunction has been entered?
It's been since the injunction, yes.
Tell the court, please.
On more than one occasion.
Tell each occasion.
Yes.
Each occasion.
What day? What day?
One time.
When?
Not one. When?
Came into my property, on the end of my property, and he erected a fence post in the middle of my driveway. And he was standing on my property when he was doing so. He has taken debris from his property and reached over the property line and thrown debris onto my property.
Oh, I have video of that somewhere.
There's a piece of metal pipe that's laying in my yard back here that he threw into my property. He's leaned over my property to do stuff on these telephone poles that he's putting up that were actually extended over the property line.
I'm having secondary anxiety.
He's thrown a piece of wire debris from his property over into my yard in an attempt to damage my mower.
Did these acts of him entering your property cause you to be in fear of imminent harm?
Absolutely, because it just shows that he's just willing to violate my property whenever he wants to.
All right, I've got some video here to corroborate this testimony. I'm not sure why they're not showing the videos, because, that would be helpful. All right, so in this video, he's coming over to the fence line and he's dumping something. He picks up something and he dumps it over onto the other property. I don't know what it is. Can't really tell. It looks like maybe roadkill. I don't know. Is he strangling a raccoon? I don't know.
See, and you're dumping shit over on the lawn. It kind of does look like an animal body.
It does.
I don't know if this would put you in fear of your life or safety, but I think you should have made more of that throwing wire on your grass. I mean, you're mowing your lawn and your blades hit a piece of wire. That thing comes whipping out and slices something off. You're gonna be hating life.
Well,
It's
okay.
like booby traps for you.
Although, but I think it also shows, though, that he has no problem violating the lot line. There's no problem. Here's another one of him walking through the fence, like going onto his property through the fence. And it looks like he takes something from the property. Let me pull this up so you can see this. I don't know what it is that he's taking, but oh, wait, is that the same one I just showed you? Yeah, that's the same one. Hold on. Wrong one. It's here.
Squirrel strangler. What?
Where was it? So he goes through the fence and then picks something up. Here it is. Here we go. So here's the fence, just walking onto his property. And is he picking something up? Looks like he's picking something up, taking it with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's pretty strange.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a guy who says he wants to watch me die walking around on my property, coming through fences and stuff. I think that's a little uncalled for.
In addition, another act that he did, if you don't mind, was he
Narrative.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Now,
Even Chuck is going, what?
The question on the floor is anything additional regarding actions?
Yeah. The court asked him to talk.
Another action that I've seen him do is that he takes his lawnmower and he repeatedly hits my mailbox deliberately with it and drives over the back of it. And we have a Manatee mailbox that we paid in excess of $1,000 for, and he's damaged that.
When you say lawnmower, is it a push mower or is it
It's a big zero-turn mower. And
riding mower?
Riding mower, yes. He sits in it and rides it.
See, he acts aggressively with his riding lawnmower.
He deliberately hits my mailbox just because he knows that, he threatened to do that in a letter.
And you saw him do that? And he heard in a letter, you said?
He sent a letter to us threatening to destroy our mailbox. And so now that he has, now he is, he's doing it. He hit his mower and he's broken.
Mailbox.
I asked you about this letter. That was sent after the injunction was entered?
Yes.
What kind of letter was it? How did you receive it?
It was either the mail or certified mail. I don't remember.
Okay.
Mail.
And it came from.
He's sent threatening letters by certified mail. It's not very smart.
Griffith and Philip Griffith.
Okay. I want to call your attention to the injunction, section 3, number 2. It says, respondent shall have no contact with petitioner. Respondent shall not directly or indirectly contact petitioner in person, by mail, email, fax, telephone, through another person, or in any other manner. When you received that letter,
certified
after the injunction
threats
was entered,
Content
did that cause you to
certified.
be in fear of imminent harm?
Yes, it did, because, you know, when somebody says that they're going to deliberately destroy your property, and there's really nothing you can do about it, just, that's very concerning.
Okay, I want to.
I'll get you my pretty and your little mailbox too.
And then he followed up and did it.
Did he ever call, since the injunction has been entered, the
What if
authorities
he sent
on
it by
you?
pigeon?
I believe he's called the authorities multiple times on me.
And prior to doing that, did he ever say anything to you that in regards to that he was going to call the authorities?
I believe there was one occasion when we were
Tell us. Tell
we
us.
were working in the bottom of our yard, and
Can you say we? Who is we?
my wife Brenda and I, we were down working down near the driveway at the bottom of our yard.
Thanks, Billabong.
Yep.
And Mr. Griffith came running up to us and said, "You took the string out of my conduit." And
When he said conduit, do you know what he meant? Did you know what he meant?
I did. He had some sort of a project going on where he's digging holes in the ground. He was putting conduit in it, and then he was trying to get the string to go down the conduit by blowing it with a shop vac or something like that. And so for whatever reason, at the end of that, when he blew the string back out.
Did I just hear a dog snore?
What he was doing.
No.
He thought that we somehow.
Well,
went
who's
in there
snoring?
and took the
Is it
string
that
out
guy
of
in the
his
court over
conduit.
here? Is it the bailiff?
And he
Someone snored.
Nobody's snoring.
Someone snored.
came down and
What did he say? What did he say?
"You took the string out of my conduit. I'm going to call the police."
Objection. I just want to inject timing. I'm confident that this is pre-injunction. This
That
interaction
is
is
not-
pre-injunction.
You'll have a chance to cross that.
Well, you need a little bit
cross-examine him.
more
The
than
question
I'm confident,
was
counselor.
premised upon-
He knows he's got all the threats down to pre-injunction and
Yeah.
post-injunction. And if it's pre-injunction, it just doesn't matter. It just-
on post-injunction.
Yes.
Robert
And,
Tower says, I'm snoring.
Okay, can you tell us the
Boring.
way he said it? Can you do your best to try to say it?
Hey, you didn't read our new hate mail. What was the new hate mail we got? Let's take a break. Let's do a palate cleanse with some hate mail, Jeff.
Oh, not all right. Give me a quick second to find it. I was unprepared.
How he said it? Was it soft tone, yelling?
He was yelling. He was very angry. He was yelling. He was shaking, acting like that he was going to attack me.
There you
So
go. That's good.
Because you.
Oh, did you?
No, I was saying that was good that he got specific. I thought he was going to attack me.
you just said
I was
that
giving
caused you to be
Gosney
in fear of
kudos
imminent
there.
harm?
Absolutely.
When he did that, did he enter your property?
He did not that day.
Okay. Let's go on to paragraph 3. I guess it's still under section 3. About firearms. Respondent shall not use or possess a firearm or ammunition. And it's initialed by Judge Browning there. Since the injunction has been entered, have you ever seen Mr. Griffith, possess a firearm?
Yes, I have.
For all ears, tell us all about it.
Once again, I don't remember the exact date, but it was after the injunction. And the problem with the date is there's been so many incidences, and I apologize for that. But we saw him with a firearm in his hand, getting into his truck, and we took and reported that. A video of it with our phone, I believe, and took that over to the sheriff's department and showed it to them.
And did you see that? Were you physically present in your home when you saw that? Okay. I heard a feedback there. Did that get through?
It did not.
Yes, I was.
He
Okay,
acknowledged
ready for
by
palate
shaking his
cleanser
head, but
whenever you are.
The answer is yes,
All right,
Mr. Gosney?
I'm ready for it.
Well. For some reason, part 3 went crazy. I got like 14,000 views on part 3. Well, a couple of hundred. Well, okay, about 100 comments.
I still haven't even put it up. I guess I need to.
It upset a lot of people for some reason.
It's so strange.
First of all, we started actually watching the hearing, part 3 of this little program here, at the 43-minute and 48-second mark.
We may have gone a little long with the
we had to you had to explain why I wasn't there, and then you had to switch over to Rumble. Then I had to explain why I wasn't on YouTube for a week, and then you were mystified by how the Rumble chats show up on the in the StreamYard now, and we tried to work that out, etc., etc. So I thought I will do people a favor, and I pinned a comment saying the hearing starts at 43:48. Skip to there if you want to avoid 43 minutes of chit chat. And so we got a comment from John.
That was kind of you. That was so thoughtful of you.
Yeah. And White Rabbit Ann said, if it weren't for the chit chat and other great interaction between you two, I wouldn't be here. You bounce off each other like Abbott and Costello. It was brilliant. Lost planning and a comedy show. You spoil us. And John Harris, PRD, replied, thanks. If they don't know how to work their computers, they should get experts to do it for them. We all have the same problems and get frustrated just watching these lovely people stuff it up.
What?
Because we were trying to figure out how to get the comments on.
What does stuff it up mean?
Screw it up.
Oh, screw it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that's kind of strange. I mean, he's right. He's not wrong. You know, I do have Brad, but he's not always available because I can't pay anyone to solve my internet problems. So, you're stuck with me. I don't know.
that was our negative email of the day.
That wasn't so bad. That wasn't the worst of them. The worst one was the other one that we never even got to. The one that you would send me on Twitter. That was the funniest.
Well, that was funny. I think that was more misguided than anything. But that wasn't just mean. That was
somebody thought that it took money to go to Rumble. That was funny. That I don't have the money. I don't have the money to just subscribe to Rumble. And I'm like, Rumble's free, ma'am. It's just like YouTube. I don't know what to tell you if you don't know how to work the Rumbles via the internets, but it doesn't cost any money. So in case anybody was wondering about Rumble, you don't have to pay anything to subscribe. It is the same as YouTube. You just download the app. It's free and you push play. That's it. Yeah.
All
right, well, keep the hate mail keep the hate comments coming. They give us at least a little bit of a laugh here and there.
Yes, I was.
Okay, there was a drop off there. We got it.
Okay.
So people do think this. JD thought Rumble costs money too. Okay, so maybe this is a misconception we have to clear up.
Well, there is a paid thing like YouTube has to avoid ads, but hell, even I have to watch ads. I have to watch ads to watch my own content on Rumble.
Right, and also on Rumble there is a join button, and that goes directly to the creator's locals page, which has a free option and a paid option. So you can follow for free and you have to subscribe at $5 a month, but you don't have to. And in order to watch the content, it's all free. It's all free. Yeah. So don't worry. Rumble
You just have to watch really bad advertisements at the beginning.
Really bad.
Like communist dog food. And
the first patriotic razors. It's a whole thing.
Prior to the injunction, did you see him with a firearm?
Absolutely. That was the reason for the injunction. There was an incident where he pulled a rifle and he came out and he threatened to shoot us, and he said he's going to shoot the camera. And I just wanted to clarify that about shooting the camera. We're talking about a camera that was mounted on my house. So when he shot at the camera, and he actually shot at the camera, he was shooting at my house, and Brenda, my wife, was inside the house. I was outside, but he shot directly towards my wife, who was in the house. So, yeah, I've seen him with
return fire
with a gun.
So I don't know if this particular incident he's talking about is the one we've watched with the blam, blam, blam. We may have to play that again because we know that he shot into the ground. Gosney did.
Yes.
But we don't hear any shots toward the camera. That doesn't mean he didn't shoot because he had just a BB gun, right? So you might not be able to hear it in the tape. Should we play the tape? Should we just play the tape?
If you're so inclined, you are the knight. I'm the squire today.
All right. Well, I'll find the tape and we'll play it.
Prior to the injunction or after?
Prior.
Okay.
He also, the gun in question, the one that we think we saw him with later, and the one that he's admitted that he still owns.
All right. That scenario he was just talking about, I believe, is this one. If I am correct, it's this one. Get ready with your bingo cards. You're going to be able to check off at least one or two.
But time out first here. Swamp Bear X says BB guns are not firearms. Actually, I think it was a pellet gun, I believe. But anyway, if someone's pointing a weapon at you, I doubt you're gonna go across the place to check it out and see if it's a BB gun or a lethal firearm.
Yeah, and maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it was a small rifle.
I think it was a pellet gun.
Or a pellet gun. I don't know. You can't see in the video. You can't see what he's holding, so it's hard to know.
Hey, since you're out here, Will, if you don't get them cameras out of my back window, I'm putting a pellet in them tonight. You good for it,
pellet?
I'm gonna keep your best, Chris. You're pulling. I'm telling you now, if they ain't out of my back window tonight, I'm shooting them. I'm shooting back, motherfucker. Come on, thousands around.
You may now check off motherfucker on your bingo cards.
Oh, motherfucker. You think I'm afraid to die, you bitch? Yeah, die, bitch. But look, I'm eating right up front.
You really die over a camera?
Let's go.
Apparently.
Yeah. Let's go. I'll kick your fucking teeth right through the back of your goddamn skull.
He seems nice.
If the cameras ain't off my property tonight, they get a pellet in them. Go for it, buddy. I'm telling you. I can't warn you. Do it now, dumbass. Okay.
Do it now, dumbass.
This is classic escalation. Let's not do this.
Yeah, I mean, could the argument be made that by daring him to do it, you're giving him permission? I don't know. Cool.
Better put kids in the house, buddy, with your rifle.
You may now check off blam, blam, blam. On your bingo cards. So we got motherfucker and blam, blam, blam. And also, let's back up a little bit because this part, I love how, all right, do you see Griffith over here? He goes behind this thing and then he crouches down like he has the pellet gun or whatever. And he pops up like a gopher. When he hears I'm going to go back to this. I love this part. It's funny. So here he comes. He's going to get down. He's got the pellet gun. I think pointed at the
He's like, holy shit.
It's like that game where you bop the gophers on the
Whack-a-mole.
head. Yeah, whack-a-mole. He's like, I don't know about you, but if I heard blam, blam, blam like that, I would not pop my head back up for a while.
I would just scurry back into the house.
Yeah.
Rifle. It's a BB gun, bitch. Get in the house.
It's a BB gun, bitch.
Get in the fucking house, buddy. Shoot me, motherfucker. You're pointing it at me. Shoot me. I'll throw that fucker down. Meet me up front, you bitch.
You're not going to be doing much if you actually shoot.
Yeah.
What, Jeff?
He's like, shoot me, and I'll pull that. No, if you're shot, you ain't going to do much after that.
Oh, Donna says she sounded like pellet shots before the blam, blam, blam. I didn't hear anything. Did you? Let's go back.
There was like the clack, 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 which may have been him pumping the pellet gun.
All right, let's see if we can hear anything there. Listen very carefully.
See, I think that's him pumping the pellet gun.
No, that's like next door. He was walking. I mean,
I don't know.
Look, he comes walking right then. I didn't hear anything other than what sounds like maybe a hammer next door. I don't know.
Swamp Bear X says that sounded like a recording. No, he admitted that he discharged 3 shots into the dirt.
He discharged 3 shots, but he lied to the police when they asked.
Yeah.
He said he didn't.
Yeah.
All right. So then they scream at each other for a while. So we'll go back over here.
I will fucking kick your goddamn teeth through the back of your fucking skull. Do you comprehend me? Yeah, bud. Let's go.
Yeah, bud.
Let's go find out, you pussy. Now get your fucking cameras out of my back windows. Go back in your house. No, get your fucking cameras, motherfucker. The plants, they're dead. Yeah. Go back in your house. I'm gonna spray it all. Great.
Now he's
Plant
threatening
murderer.
the lives of the plants.
Everything. I own that side of the fence. That shit's pointing in my house. I'm shooting it. You want to point that gun? You know what? I'm actually going to call it now. Yeah, that's a good idea. Good. Yeah.
Can't we all just get along?
Debbie says, well, that's not very nice. I think that's the end of that video. So now we've seen what he was talking about there.
Unknown heroes of $2. He's sending bullets over the roof.
My stepson. And
that was prior to the injunction.
that was just prior to the injunction.
Did he ever threaten you prior to the injunction to shoot you or shoot at you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so when you saw him, even after the court granted the injunction, you saw him after the injunction carry this firearm. Did that cause you to be in fear of imminent harm?
Absolutely, because it's somebody that has threatened me with that gun.
And can you describe the gun for the court?
It's a large caliber semi-automatic pistol.
Okay, does it have a color?
I believe it was black.
Okay.
He's trying so hard. Does it have a color?
Are there any other identifying marks on it?
Oh.
Tell the court about
witnesses
your
can be so
security system,
difficult.
because you mentioned that some of these incidents you saw in person and some of you have on your security system. Tell the judge, describe your security system, please.
Gun.
I have just it's a
8,000
basic home
cameras.
security system. I have 20 plus cameras, I think. I have
Is that a basic security system?
microphones that you can hear outside, so that you can tell what's coming. Specifically, the vast majority of my security system
Does he have a panic room in his house?
was a result of the threats that we were receiving from next door and the fear that we've been in over these years.
Years?
Okay.
Oh my God.
And so
I
sometimes
guess
you
it's been
hear
21 to 24.
years.
From your
Yeah.
system after the fact. Is that right?
I
I
forgot it's
do
been
hear them
years.
after the fact. I do hear them while they're going on live.
I understand. But I want to just focus on the security system, the other incidences where you mentioned where you weren't home. Were there incidents where you weren't home when you later discovered through your security system some acts which you considered to be violations of the injunction?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. You mentioned about Judge Browning saying he couldn't stare in your direction, something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So,
This is funny. I have my window open and my neighbor is looking around confused. Maybe he thinks someone's swearing at him. You're going to start a neighbor war just by playing this other neighbor war. And your neighbor's going to be like, the bitch is
Cops
calling
are
me a
going to come over.
motherfucker.
Gunshots reported.
Blam, blam, blam. I played it like 6 times.
You put, did that have any factor at all, if any, in the reason why you have all these cameras pointing at his property against yours?
Yes.
Why?
Because he has stared at us.
I'm
He's
going to
made
get a family
threats.
feud. Like, good answer, good
This went
answer,
on
good answer.
After the injunction for an extended period of time, and it continues through to today.
Okay, and we also heard testimony that he has left the area for months now. Is that true?
Absolutely not.
Tell us. This is your chance to tell us.
Tell us about that.
Well, they did move out of this house temporarily. I think they went into an RV somewhere in Citrus County, if I understand right. However, he came back over almost every day during the entire period of time until this last move when he finally pulled the RV and left, which I think was a month or so ago. I don't know exactly when, but he would come over every day and continue doing the things that he was doing before.
And he can come back anytime
you say he came
he
over every
wants.
day. You said about a month ago, so that would be. Did you see him in March last month?
No.
This property in Inglis, Florida.
All right, folks, this is unacceptable. I'm sorry, but I have to stop the show. And we have I haven't even hit minimum wage. What have we been at this at an hour?
An hour and
and a
21
half. $8.99 is just unacceptable. So now you're going to have to hear about my hair. I'm very
Yay!
Yay.
Mark that off on your card.
We're gonna have to talk about my hair for a while until the super chats improve. That's just all there is to it.
I blame you for this chat.
Yeah, this is all your fault. This is all your fault. So today's hair is about. Let's see.
Today's hair is brought to you by.
Today's hair is brought to you by minimum wage. I'm not even at minimum wage. And I love you guys, and it's great. Don't send me your ramen money. If you don't have it, don't send it. Those of you who do, though.
I remember when
support the
minimum
show.
wage was $3.19 an hour.
Good Lord. I remember making like $2 something an hour when I was waiting tables several years ago. They would pay you $2 an hour. And
what do you make now as a waitress?
It's only like $9. It's not that much more.
Yeah.
$9.50? Yeah, maybe. No, unfortunately, you can't escape to Jeff's channel because I'm on Jeff's channel right now. So you're going to have to.
She's the master.
You're going to have to hear about my hair for the next, I don't know how long. How long is it going to take? Let's see. So today's hair, it's like day 2 hair. Day 2 hair is usually better than day 1 hair.
Like spaghetti.
Yeah. I think it's working. I didn't really do anything except I took it down off the top of my head and I didn't have to put anything on it. Just kind of did some finger coiling and, a clip maybe. Debbie Webb says she remembers when she got $2.10 an hour. When was that? 1985, probably. Unhung Hero says, when I started working in 2002, it was $5.15 in Illinois. Oh, Jimber said, thank you for the super chat. Says, oh yes, lay that hair talk on me. I mean, could we get up to like 14? What is it now? $14 an hour? Diane says, saving the chat. Yeah, we're pulled over. I have the chancla in hand. Thank you, Diane, for the 10. I appreciate it.
And I'm going to take this opportunity to get more booze.
Oh, great. Good. Good
Jill,
job.
do I see passion fruit? No, you see a very, very strong margarita is what you see, but I'll be back.
He needs that to get through the hair talk. Amber C, thanks for the 5 baby steps to medium wage. Yes, baby steps to medium wage. If everybody, all of you, there are 744 of you here. If everybody sends me $1, we're good. I'll never ask for it again. I won't ask for it for the rest of the week. No tax on tips would be, I think, is a good platform for anybody to run on right now. Can you believe that waitresses are taxed on their tips? Honestly, I mean, that any service person is taxed on tips should be a crime. My first job, I was paid $4.75 an hour. Donna Shepard says, yeah, that's That's low. State minimum wage in Florida is still $8.64. Is that real? Wow. We're just trying to get to medium wage here. Minimum wage is okay, but medium is better. Wheezy Bob, Trump 2024. Michelle Rogers, thanks for the super sticker. I appreciate that.
Oh my God, people, would you just give her money so we can get on with it?
We're almost there. We're almost there. I mean, it's been an hour and a half, Jeff.
I know.
My dad would call this shaming the poors. He says my chat is too poor. I mean, there's no such thing as being too poor. You can't help it if you're poor sometimes. I mean, sometimes you can help it. But if you're working and you're still poor, that just happens. I've been poor for many years. God, I ate spaghetti and peanut butter for like 3 years straight.
I'm not poor and I could do that. This is good.
Aussie Wombat, thanks for the Aussie money. Wishing you a very happy hair day. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I remember in university, living in my studio apartment, I was down to like tuna fish on a tortilla warmed up in the oven.
I lived on Captain Crunch in college. Of course, you couldn't do that now. It's too expensive. Have you seen how much cereal costs?
Yeah. Well,
it's ridiculous.
Well, see, we were poor. We didn't get Captain Crunch. We had the King Vitamin.
What the hell is King Vitamin?
It was like the Wick of not Wicca, the Wick version of Captain Crunch you could buy with Wick, and it was you think Captain Crunch destroys the roof of your mouth. You may as well just eat broken glass if you're eating King Vitamin.
But the crunch.
Alley Cat knows the pain of eating King Vitamin. Alley Cat loved King Vitamin.
The crunch though is so good. It's got that cereal varnish on it that Clark Griswold invented. The cereal varnish is good. Once it gets soggy, I'm out. Like I eat that Captain Crunch as fast as possible because I like
why I would eat Frosted Mini Wheats just out of the box so they wouldn't get soggy.
You know what I do with Frosted Mini Wheats? No joke. I get a bowl of milk and a spoon, and then I take a Frosted Mini Wheat and I put it on the spoon of milk.
Yes, that's the only way to eat it. Absolutely.
And then eat it like that. It's perfect because if you put your Frosted Mini Wheats in milk, it takes all the frosted off.
Yeah, and then it's mush.
Yeah, it's mush. Exactly. So nobody needs that. Phoenix, thanks for being a member on Jeff's channel for 11 months. I'm sure he appreciates that. Wishful when your hair is fabulous, but you're sending that on Jeff's channel. That's okay.
Wait, what?
You can do that.
No, I didn't.
You can do that.
No, that's on yours.
Didn't? Oh, it's a member thing. That's a member thing. Thank you,
Phoenix
Wishful. I appreciate that. Yes, I see the linky thing.
Yes, and Wishful is your 5 pounds.
All right, I think we've gotten up to medium wage. We can move on now. Trana Shisho Beta Pressure Beta Care 5.
Joe Biden quote.
I had to drop my son off at boarding school again yesterday. I always appreciate the laughter every stream. Well, boarding school, that's an option that I might consider. Aussie Wombat gifted 1 Legal Vices membership. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. Rick, friend, thanks for the 5. Says, I object. I don't know what you're
Jack's
objecting
mom.
to.
Grape nut. I loved grape nuts.
God, I hated those.
Oh, I loved them because you could keep them in milk for like a year and they wouldn't get mushy. And then you could put like a ton of sugar on them. It was like crunchy sugar. It was great. That's why I'm fat.
Holy crap. Starchasm sent $50 on Cash App. Thank you so much.
All right, shut up and let's get going.
All right, we can go now.
Now I'm sad.
We can stay. I can keep holding them hostage. I can get out the hair products.
No. Let's get on with the show before I get more hate mail because of you.
No.
I don't believe so.
How about in February 2000?
February, yes.
Could you give the court a sense, if this injunction is dissolved, how that would affect you, if any?
This is where you make the judge cry.
This has been the behavior that he has had while he's had an injunction in place.
I feel like the judge has stopped listening. I feel like he has stopped listening, but I don't have any objective evidence of that. I just
Yeah.
feel it in my bones. But look at him.
To return
He's just
to
in
the
junction. What's your function?
behavior he had before the injunction, I believe, if it was dissolved, which is running around threatening people with guns. He is a very violent person. He threatens several people, including myself and my wife and my family and other people.
What? Flex, what the hell is this?
This is a very this requires an explanation that we just can't do. This is like back in the day. After every trial, she would add things to her little standard intro. The Mocha Dick Poon XOXO fully adjustable blow for freedom. What does sheet mean? Muhaha yum crockpot box. And as always, Panzer
Prison. That I understand. And I know who Mocha Dick Poon is, but I didn't know the other stuff. That's funny.
That's some seriously old school chat there. You just did it for free.
I love Flux.
I to think that.
Hang on a second.
That's speculation.
What speculation? I think we talked over people. I'm going to get hate mail again. Go back.
Testimony that he's been present when
Do I have to go back?
statements have made,
go back 30
made
seconds.
in his presence.
Well, that's going to be difficult without a 5-second button. But let me try.
I don't want to get yelled at for talking over the court.
Dissolved, which is running around threatening people with guns. He is a very violent person. He threatens several people, including myself and my wife and my family and other people. He likes to think that.
Hang on a second.
That's speculation.
How is that speculation?
Well, I think Mr. Gosney already offered testimony that he's been present when certain statements have been made.
Just say overruled.
Overruled.
Don't go back over the witness testimony. You don't need to. It's on the record. You just say overruled. What is he worried about? Like what?
He's not worried about anything. He just likes to be smart.
Oh my God. Wait, is there a judge?
We already checked it off.
Unreasonable? No.
Pontificating.
No. Fuck, we already got it. Okay, fine.
In his presence while he's with his wife. And then he also testified to the shooting at the camera, which the camera is connected to the house where his wife was with him.
Camera is connected
So
to
I'm
the house
receiving
phone.
it that Mr. Gosney, in response to this question, is believing that he's made, I mean, that response, I guess the part you're objecting to is that he's saying that he's made threats.
No, he's talking about what's going to happen in the future. He's talking about what he believes is going to happen in the future. That's just nothing but pure.
He was asked, what does he think is
Right,
going
exactly.
to happen if the thing is dissolved?
Yep.
That was the question he was asked. If you don't like the question, is he allowed? Is this asshole allowed to tell the judge he doesn't like the questions that Randy Shockett is asking?
And so you're saying speculation. That's certainly, I got what you're saying. So the objection's overruled. It clearly goes to
Camera bone
weight.
connected to the full moon.
As you know, the test is objective, reasonable fear, not subjective. But that doesn't deny him the ability to give his opinion subjectively.
So
and it's
just
subject to
overrule it.
Cross-exam. Or argument
call
without
it a
cross-exam
day.
in terms of whether it's conclusive or not. But it's a matter that goes to the weight.
The Levites are getting restless.
Yeah. How far has the sun sunk towards the horizon by this point? Corn Pope says, OMG, I didn't even like the video. I'm such a hypocrite. If there are any other of you hypocrites out there, you better hit that thing before I pull this chat over. Hit that like button. I will do it.
On that thing.
Oh, good. Oh, good Lord.
Is it your position, Mr. Gosney, that injunction is serving a useful purpose for yourself and your wife and your family?
Absolutely. I think it's the only little shred of law that we have that keeps us from this animal attacking us. It really is. We're, just his presence near us is fearful because of his behavior. I know he's sitting there in court today. He looks all sedate, but that's not the way he acts when he's not.
Oh, is that him in the
being fully supervised?
Oh,
I
was wondering who that was.
This is him. Can you see my mouse? No. So the guy on the left, sitting at the other table in the back with the tie in the gray shirt, I guess or maybe it's light purple. Yeah, that's.
Or it could be khaki. Like
It could be.
It could be.
But we don't
It's just
recognize
a
him
short
because
mustache.
he's not shirtless or mooning the camera. So
Exactly. We're screaming, motherfucker.
Situation like this. He's very aggressive. He's threatened to kick my teeth back through the back of my skull.
Stop right there. When was that threat made? Before the injunction or after?
That was made immediately before the injunction, the day before.
Well, you got to go after the injunction.
And
Sorry.
so this was his behavior immediately before.
After.
It seems that with the
well,
injunction.
what he's saying
although
though is, here's how he was before the injunction. After
Yeah.
the injunction, he's dialed it back, but he still hasn't stopped. So if you dissolve this injunction, he's just going to go right back to threatening me with a gun and threatening my family, etc.
Yeah, but he's got to explain why they still need the injunction, and because he said things before the injunction that he didn't say after the injunction, then now the injunction cured that. So
Right.
he's got to focus on after the injunction.
Daily Quick Bites is calling for a button.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
There you go.
violated their injunction repeatedly. It hasn't been as bad as it might have been. He hasn't actually carried through and shot and killed us as he's threatened. He hasn't killed my grandkids while he's getting his dick hard.
What is that? When you say dick hard, was that it? Did he say something about that relation?
He said that makes his dick hard to watch our grandkids die.
Was that before or after the injunction?
Quality guy. Oh my God.
Injunction.
I didn't. We kind of got a.
Wait, was that before or after? I missed that. Let's go back.
He didn't answer.
What is that? When you say dick hard, was that it? Did he say something about that relation?
He said that makes his dick hard to watch our grandkids die.
Was that before or after the injunction?
Injunction.
I didn't.
Oh, it cut out.
Hang on, there was a drop off there.
Oh.
Mr. Gosney, if you can answer, was that before or after the injunction?
That was definitely after the injunction.
Sweet baby dumpster Jesus.
All right. Nothing further, Judge.
Okay. We cross.
Wow.
Blam, blam, stop. I can
Mr.
only
Gosney,
get so
can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right.
Wasn't expecting that. You didn't have dick hard on the bingo card.
Do you recall
I didn't. I forgot
the
about it.
injunction was entered in
I forgot about dick talk in the courtroom.
September
Well,
2019?
the earlier when you had weird sex stuff or something like that.
I had lewd acts.
Yeah.
Lewd
Oh,
acts, which we totally could have checked off today. Dang it. I may have to do a new bingo card for tomorrow.
Does that sound right to you, sir?
I think the final was, yes, we had a temporary injunction before that. And we actually had an
It's
attempt
not
at an
butt
injunction
love.
that you ruled on.
Let's try and stay focused on my questions. So you were present at the September 2019 hearing, is that correct, sir?
That is correct. You asked me about the injunction, and I gave you a full explanation.
Debbie Joe, I love my neighbors a lot more than I used to.
Tell me at that time, my understanding from your testimony is that there's some sort of fence between your two properties. Can you tell me what?
On Hero, I think we got a new piece to Flux's running banner. Dick hard. Oh no. Oh no. Or in finger, says JD Bucks. Who was in finger? Was that the lawyer in the witch trial?
That was the detectives. There was two
Detective
detectives.
Infinger?
Detective Ingfinger and Detective Coxwell.
No,
Yes.
no.
And they couldn't get the front door was locked, and they had to use a credit card to break into the back door of the victim's house. So all we heard was like 45 minutes of how Infinger and Coxwell
Went in the back door.
went in the rear entrance and came in through the rear. And Infinger came in through the rear, and Coxwell went through the back door. And we heard that for like 45 minutes.
No.
It was
No.
bad. Yeah.
I need to rewatch that. I need to watch that trial. I didn't get caught up on that, but it sounded hilarious.
It was terrible. It was the funniest triple murder trial you'll ever hear.
Infinger and Coxwell. Guys,
Yeah.
if you are not subscribed to Legal Vices, you have to be. What is the name of that one on what playlist is that?
That's the Donald Hartung, Florida v. Of course, it's Florida. Florida
course
v.
it's-
Donald Hartung trial.
Oh, Oh, in finger and Coxwell. Come on, the simulation does not disappoint. It just doesn't.
What kind of fence you folks have?
Mr. Griffiths has a 6-foot chain link fence that was there during a good portion of what we were talking about.
What?
Sure.
And
Okay, this.
This? The special.
Yes, no. There's this neighbor. He's like a retired Rain Man guy. Because the trial was 5 years after the murders. And this guy's like, I recall the sunset on January 28th, 2015, being approximately 7:26 p.m. And it was like 7:23. The guy was 3 minutes off from the sunset 5 years ago. And
Judge DeThomasis would love him.
Yeah. And the guy had nothing better to do with his life than just sit on the porch and watch people and just like, he had this photographic memory of things. You can tell he wasn't making this shit up because he's like, well, yeah, I knew that he came at 7:35 because earlier that evening I was reorganizing my tool set. But there were two of the murder. The one murder victim was the old guy's mom, and the other two were his two half brothers. One half brother was an IT specialist for Homeland Security. The other one had so Homeland Security was all over it too. But the other one was sort of had some mental challenges and worked at Walmart. And during the creepy neighbor, and the creepy neighbor looked like Burl Ives Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Looked exactly like him. It was creepy.
Daily Quick Bite says hard tongue trial featuring in-finger and Coxwell. Got it.
but during crazy neighbor's testimony, he was like, well, yeah, the one that had had the mental difficulties. Like, well, yeah, and then there was the one time he got trapped on the riding mower and I had to go rescue. Oh, he said one of the times he got trapped on the riding mower.
No. No.
So he got trapped on a riding mower and the neighbor had to rescue him.
Like a fantastic trial.
It was so stupid.
Oh.
It was the funniest triple murder trial I've ever seen in my life.
Oh God.
because of his threatening actions, we built a 8-foot privacy wall out of lattice.
Okay. And because it's
Right,
an
little
8-foot
miss.
privacy wall and lattice, you're not able to see back and forth between the two properties directly, like line of sight. Is that right?
That is not correct, no.
Okay. So it's not a privacy fence?
It is, but you can still see through it in parts. Also, there is an area on the end of the fence that's not covered.
Sure.
And there's also, I can stand at the end of my property down by the driveway. And that's where, these areas.
Now that I saw, like you had like a short or something about the ferret blood. Wasn't it? They're like, well, we don't know if it was human or ferret blood. What?
Yeah, it's apparently like ferret blood and human blood are so similar, that and someone was saying like it wasn't the Jodi Arias trial. It was one of the other super high profile trials where apparently the lawyer had to ask whether or not there had ever been a ferret farm on the present.
Oh God.
Yeah, they couldn't rule out the possibility it was ferret blood.
Where some of these interactions took place, where I was directly looking at Mr. Griffith.
How tall are you?
6'2".
All right. And roughly how tall is Mr. Griffith?
I have no idea.
All right. Let's talk about the 911 call that I think you testified to earlier that you made from the attorney's parking lot. You recall that phone call made on February 6th of 2024?
I do.
Okay. You mentioned several reasons why you called. Do you recall hearing your attorney, when that 911 call was played, saying, you call them, but don't tell them I told you to call them? Did you recall hearing your attorney say that?
There is nothing wrong with that.
What, Jeff?
There's nothing wrong with that. You call your lawyer and go, oh my God, this guy's still harassing me. You say, okay, just call them, but just don't tell them I told you to call them. Just call them and report this. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, they're going to make it seem like it was a setup by Randy Shockett. and the judge is going to infer that he did
spoiler!
something wrong. Probably.
Mr. Shaw.
Okay. That's not the testimony. The objection is not the testimony.
No, I don't know that the question's premised on testimony. I think it's premised on the audio-video exhibit that was presented.
And the transcript, which is in evidence.
So just to be clear, because Mr. Gosney just a moment ago said at the inception of the case, his previous attorney had given him certain advice, but this question, as I understand it, is focused upon on February 6, 2024, at the deposition at Walker Bullock's office.
Correct.
So, Mr. Griffiths, if you could just rephrase or restate the question.
Sure. And the court has this in evidence, sir, but did you not hear your lawyer say on the 911 call, innocent reflecting transcript, that when he said, you called them, but don't tell them I told you to call them? Sir?
What is the question? You're asking me, do I hear that, or?
Yes.
I don't, I heard that while we were in court, yes.
Sure. And I'm just going to ask you outright, did your lawyer tell you to call the police on that day, on February 6, 2024?
Objection, attorney-client privilege.
It's waived. It was on open.
Well,
Was it waived?
if you want to, if the question is premised upon what was stated out loud that was recorded
It is.
and played in this court,
That
it
does
seems to
not
me that
waive
was a
the
statement
attorney-client
that
privilege.
was not within the privilege. Where would be the expectation of privacy? I just heard a recording of it.
To 911.
Well, no.
To 911, which is a
There's a subtle difference there, I would argue. He heard him say that on the tape, but the question was, did he in fact ask you to do that? I would argue that is still under attorney-client privilege, because it didn't say, did you hear this, and did he actually say that? Can be different answers.
It's an interesting
They're probably not, but it can be, I would argue.
pretty publicly recorded.
I want to know how this isn't attorney-client privilege, though. Whatever his attorney told him that he was giving him legal advice for should not be brought into court.
Well, it was made in open where someone else heard it, i.e. the 911 operator.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm whispering secrets to you in a cafe and people overhear us, it's too bad.
Right.
Well,
So there could be, you could have given him advice that is privileged at any other time, but the limit, and again, Mr. Griffiths, if you could just, it's
only on that call.
On that day, on that call, Mr. Gosney, when you were making the 911 call on that day, February 6th. So if we're focused on that, Mr. Griffiths, re-ask a question.
Sure. Sir,
I don't
did
like
your
that.
lawyer advise you to call law enforcement in in the lawyer's office
Objection.
on
Privileged.
February?
Because again, he may have misheard. He may have misheard what was on that 911 tape. That may not have been what he was actually told.
Mm-hmm.
6th,
Did we cross off 911? I think we're going to hear one.
Because
too.
what did you hear and what did your attorney tell you are completely different questions.
Different things, yeah.
2024.
in the lawyer's office?
Yeah, no.
In the parking lot, so let me rephrase the question. Did your lawyer advise you on February 6, 2024, in the parking lot of Walker Bullock's office to call law enforcement?
No.
Okay. Record will reflect the statements that were made on the... Next. Let's go over the final judgment that your lawyer read. You were present in the court when the judge took a recess in September of 2019 to go consider allowing Mr. Griffith to return to his house. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
All right. And when he came in, he announced that the court is waiving the 500-foot rule. Is that correct?
Not in so many words, no.
Did he put in his writing to in the order that the court waives the 500-foot rule?
That was not the context of what he said, no.
That wasn't what I said, sir. Did you get a copy of the final judgment for protection against repeat violence?
Yes, I did.
All right. And you're aware that section 3, paragraph 5 says the court weighs the 500-foot rule.
Hey, Jen, thanks for the Cash App for the 5. Appreciate that. She says, hope it helps get you to medium wage. Appreciate that.
Well, and I do have to thank Aussie Wombat for gifting 1 Legal Vices membership about 20 minutes ago. Thank you very. And if you got that membership, make sure you thanked Aussie Wombat.
And I don't know if I got these. Michelle Rogers sent a super sticker. Thank you for that. Marcus King.
Yes, thank you.
Member for 5 months. Kimmy, thanks for the $1. She got the message. Flux. Oh, we already got Flux. We got that. And Aussie Wombat says, how do I join your channel? You know, I don't even know. I don't know how that works, but I bet the mods can help you out. Yeah. Sorry, I can't help with that. I've never tried that. I get gifted memberships sometimes, but I don't know how to join. I've never done it.
That's not all that it says, you know that.
Sir, does the order say that, yes or no?
We have the
Actually,
911
the document speaks for itself.
No, I want him to, I need to see that he knows that.
Objections overruled. You can answer the question.
Gosney, should I call 911? Attorney, you can if you want. Recording. Attorney, don't tell them I told you to call them. I don't know. Did we hear are they going to play it?
Probably not.
It says that, but it says more than that on the document is what I was saying.
You testified earlier about staring at you after the injunction. Was that through your 8-foot privacy fence?
No, it wasn't built yet at that time.
Okay. Did you contact law enforcement about that incident?
I did not.
All right. Did you, now, since 2019, since the injunction was issued, you have contacted law enforcement several times about purported violations. Is that correct?
I'm not sure exactly what you mean by several times about purported. It's really pretty vague. Can you ask me, can you say something?
Yeah.
More that I
Can you say something smart?
Sure. Have you ever called the sheriff's department on Mr. Griffith for any violations of the injunction since it was entered in 2019?
Yes.
All right. You might give me your best estimate of how many times you called law enforcement.
For violations of the injunction?
Yes, sir.
I really don't. I really didn't keep track. I don't know the count. I don't.
I need
Is it that
judicial
many
arm
that you can't
waving
keep
and
count?
timestamps.
I just don't. I don't know the exact number, and I really don't want to guess at it.
Sure. And have any of those phone calls you made resulted in criminal prosecution of Mr. Griffith?
Are you talking about was a case opened and that sort of thing, or are you talking about he was convicted of something?
Convicted.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Have you ever come to court since 2019 and filed any affidavits of violation with the court alleging he did all these violations you testified about today?
No, because I was told to call the police, and that's what I did.
I want to talk to you a little bit about, you said statements daily. What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm an insurance adjuster.
Okay, and to be clear, are you a traveling insurance adjuster?
I wouldn't say that I am.
Yes, I travel with the circus.
So do you travel to locations such as Michigan and Jacksonville and other places and on assignment to adjust claims for pilot catastrophe insurance?
I have in the past, but
That's kind of cool.
Yes? Okay.
I have in the past, yes.
All right, and how many days a week, how many days a year do you anticipate you work away from your house? Since 2019?
I really couldn't tell you. I don't necessarily work away from my house most of the time. I usually come home a lot.
Okay. Now, we talked a little bit about an incident on July 8th of 2019 about the BB gun being pulled out. Do you recall that?
I don't recall it being a BB gun.
Okay.
Not at all.
Do you recall that you pulled a gun and discharged it on that day?
I do.
All right. And can you tell the court what kind of gun it was?
It was a small pistol.
What caliber?
380.
How many times did you discharge the gun in Mr. Griffith's presence?
3. Blam, blam, blam.
I think it was 3 or 4. I'm not sure.
All right.
It was 3.
When law enforcement came to investigate that on the 8th of July, did you tell law enforcement that Mr. Griffith did not point a gun at you?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. Let me be more specific. Did you tell Deputy Breeding, who was the investigating sheriff's deputy, that Mr. Griffith did not point a gun at you?
No.
Okay. Did you tell Deputy Breeding that you did not discharge a firearm?
I did say that, yes.
All right. That is an untrue statement. Is that correct, sir?
It was.
Because I'm not a bitch snitch.
Now, 2 days later, there was an incident in which Mr. Griffith was, this is July 10th of 2019, strike that. The July 8th of 2019, that was the first predicate event in your injunction. Is that right, sir?
Are you talking about the current injunction or the previous
Yes.
one?
Yes, sir.
I believe so, yes.
All right. The
It
second,
was the violent thing he did. It was just, I just listed a couple of them on there.
thank you for your comments. The second
There are so many violent things. I couldn't put them all on one page.
one on July 10th, the actions between, or the interactions regarding the firearm were between Mr. Griffith and your stepson you testified to, is that right?
This might be the longest
Not
Judge
entirely.
Grudge has
I
gone
was
without
actually
speaking.
there, as were our grandkids, as was my wife. He was waving a gun around and the entire family and grandkids and kids were there.
Sure. So is it, do you view it as a really, let me see how I'm going to ask this.
Well, then don't.
Right?
You understand what it means to wave a gun and be charged with aggravated assault. You know what that term means. Is that right, sir?
I think so. I'm not
All right.
an expert on that, but I think so.
Sure.
Calls
Isn't it
for
true
a
that you've
legal
been charged with
conclusion.
aggravated assault with a firearm?
Objection relevance.
So it might be, it might not be. Mr. Griffiths, give me a sense of what the purpose of why you're...
I'm going to talk to him about what he did versus
Rosalind,
what happened on
I fired a gun.
the date.
I did not
and how that
fire a
was
gun.
set up.
So I'm going to allow the question, I think it goes to weight, meaning, for instance, and I don't know the facts of this, but
Why do you not know the
in the
facts of this,
context of
Judge?
defining from this witness's perspective and knowledge of what aggravated assault with a firearm means to him, whether he's right or wrong about it, the context in which he's come to that conclusion may be relevant as it relates to alleging other people have committed such a thing. So
Isn't the time, date, is there a frame of reference here? I think the question was ever,
That's right, ever.
so I objected to time frame as well.
objections noted, overruled, it goes to the weight.
Mr. Gosney, have you ever been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm?
Yes.
When I asked you in your deposition that's admitted in evidence if you've ever been convicted or charged with a crime, your answer was no.
Objection, improper impeachment. No predicate, not even a line or a page cite, nothing. This is totally improper impeachment.
So, right, if the deposition is in evidence and you intend to, I assume, but I don't want to make assumptions, so let's know.
We'll come back
If
to that.
it's a prior consistent or inconsistent statement, You need to confront him with
Yep.
Give me the
question
page.
and answer. at
With the
deposition.
with the
So,
chapter. You got to
on
quote the chapter and
page
verse.
9
Chapter and verse.
of your first day of your deposition, line 17, I asked you the question, have you ever been arrested for a crime? Have you ever been, I'm sorry, line 15, have you ever been arrested for a crime? Answer, no. Have you ever been charged with a crime? Answer, no. Do you recall giving those answers under oath?
I don't remember now. And I'm not sure as to my answer that I just gave you. There was an incident that was over 20 years ago, but I was not charged or convicted with aggravated assault.
Is your testimony in front of this judge that you were not charged with aggravated assault?
I don't believe, it was something that came up and it was dead docketed because it was determined that it was not aggravated assault. I don't really know the legal ramifications of that. It may have been almost 30 years ago, actually.
In order for it to be dead.
Yeah, objection 20 years ago. Can we move on?
Well, there
please?
actually is kind of where, prior bad acts for, impeachment or to show motive and things like that. There is kind of a time limit on there usually.
Well, and also it's so there's this thing of dead docketing as well, which means the state may not have gone through with it. Is that correct, Jeff? Is it?
That's what I've never heard the term dead docketing before, but I guess.
I think they're going to go
like
into
your
it
refusal
more.
to prosecute or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, all right. I have a kid here. Hold on.
Docketed in Georgia, wouldn't you have to be charged, sir?
I don't recall. I really don't.
I have a certified copy of his criminal record from Georgia. I'd like to move that.
Okay, I guess we're about to find out.
Okay.
Is it a conviction?
No, it was not a conviction.
The
So
question,
what's the point?
Yeah,
objection.
I'm going to object to relevance.
a conviction
Also
would be,
proper.
a conviction would be relevant if he's impeaching his credibility by virtue of the fact that he's got a felony conviction.
Yes, we
or
know,
not.
Judge.
But using it to impeach his assertion that at deposition, have you ever been charged or arrested with the offense, with a crime, actually was broader than that, answered no on 2 occasions. And so the certified copy appears to impeach that assertion as opposed to generally his credibility for having been a convicted felon under the rules of procedure or the rules of evidence under
I
Chapter
was not a
90.
convicted felon. Never.
I can't even see that document. I'll take the court's word on what date it is.
We're going to we'll email you the certified copy of his criminal record, Mr. Shockett.
It's
Is there a date?
It's the certification date from the state of Georgia regarding the document being authentic is January 11, 24. The date of charge.
Yeah, Judge
it appears
Urban
that
says I don't care.
the state of Georgia, I'm just trying to see, yeah, the state of Georgia, again, there are several states that operate this way. I don't know if it's a requirement.
Locals is memeing. We're gonna have to pull up a locals meme because this is funny. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, here it is. As the sun sets on justice. This should be the name of this episode.
Yeah.
As the sun sets on justice.
They just, meaning that they could or that they have to charge by grand jury, but it's a grand jury charge.
Joe Pottinger, why does Megan keep staring at Jeff?
And I'm hesitating on using the word indictment because I want to use
You were
their
looking at your
language.
monitor when you looked like you were looking at me.
Oh, when I was doing
Yeah,
this?
like that, yeah.
Uncomfortable staring.
It's against the protective order I have against Megan.
I'm sorry, it kind of broke up for me. Was there a date? I didn't hear that.
May 15, May 15, 1990. It is an indictment. It's a true bill. They returned a true bill May 15, 1990.
Thomas, all of a sudden this
And I
judge
would
has
also
problems
say
with
that
fucking
was
timestamps.
expunged from my record. I was told that I did not have to ever.
It remains,
1990.
I'm sorry, is your sworn testimony is expunged since it's been placed on the dead docket where it remains today?
Yes, it was expunged.
Okay. All right, the court
That's
record will
34
reflect that's the entire
years.
record.
It's a long time ago. It's more than 20 years.
34
years.
Of that
Get the
particular file.
fuck out of
So
here.
subject to you providing a copy that you just provided to the court to Mr. Shockett, since he's now at another location, the court's going to admit this is the next numbered exhibit, which is 8.
All right, regarding the mailbox, sir, isn't it true
Megan's
that the
staring at me
mailbox is
again.
in
Hold on,
the...
for the record, I'd like to just object as to, again, just note for the record, so now that we know that that document is 34 years old.
34 years old.
As to any relevance other than
Well,
impeachment purposes.
yeah, so I don't know, the court needs to rule on that. It certainly, like as the court said, it goes to
It's
the
the
weight.
story
It's not being
a
admitted,
man
nor is it
named
being
Gosney.
considered by this court under the evidence code as a conviction by any means, which in and of
Who was
itself is one
living down in
basis
Levy
for its relevance to
County.
impeach someone's credibility. But here, it's specifically because he was asked at a deposition 2 questions, which responses were in the negative, which would be contradicted by this piece of evidence. So it goes to the weight.
Okay, and
Mr.
the
Gosney,
judge is right, I guess.
Isn't it true
but-
that the
Wait, hold
manatee
on.
mailbox that you
My mouse
testified
is on
to
the wrong thing. There we go.
The judge is right. I mean, normally he wouldn't be allowed in, but he was specifically asked, "Have you ever been charged with something?" And he said no. So it goes to the weight of his credibility. But
The question could be, did he even remember it
well, see, that's what I see. It was like
from
it was
34 years
I
ago?
can't remember what the fuck I ate for breakfast yesterday. How can I remember 34
How can I
years?
remember 34? I mean, although it doesn't help him that he lied to police about discharging the weapon. So it kind of
Ooh, sarcasm, dropping some
Ooh.
Megan Fox heat.
gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And What a Life also said 5. What a Life representing Arizona. Your streams are famous here. Are they? Are they in Arizona specifically? Oh, because of Laura Owens, maybe. QQ, does Judge Grudge enter his sundown stage at sundown at 7:56 and 0 seconds and 0 nanoseconds and 0 milliseconds? Oh, God. Oh, my Lord.
Wow, look at that.
I appreciate that, Stark.
earlier is in the right-of-way near the road. Is that correct, sir?
Tease T
Yes,
Tease T
with the answer back.
not to leave me out in the cold and feeling lonely and
Call it
sad.
back.
Tease T get and Legal Vices membership. Thank you so much, Tease T. If you happen to be one of these awesome people, Thomas Deserano, legal minded friends, Karen Cole, Andrew Underhill, Jenny Muntz, Lancelot 652, Terry Louie, D Phantom, Rested Pandy, and Key Demo. Oh, and also
Oh, I
Black
just
Horse Gallery.
noticed. I can see who got them. So Jim Schuler,
How long have you been streaming now, Megan?
Gary Conway, Donna Shepard, Aussie Wombat, Snoopy's N100 PS, Karen Vollier, Debbie Florio, Sarah Marie, Donna S. Andhurst, and Salty Dog 78 all got memberships. I didn't know that you could see that. I guess I've never noticed that before.
Thank you, Tease T.
Yes. Thank you, Stark.
Now I'm not sad. Now I'm not butthurt.
The
we have to wrap this
Dick
up
hard.
soon.
Oh, what? Yeah, okay.
'Cause I have to-
It's your stream.
We have to wrap this up soon because I do have an appointment. We'll let this go for a little bit longer. How much time is left?
On our 1 hour thing that we started 2 hours ago.
I can't tell because this thing
All right.
doesn't tell me how many.
The post that you talked to is the one
Can't
that
be that
stands on the
much
property
longer.
corner that Mr. Griffith was manipulating or whatever. Is that right?
He was putting it into my driveway.
Is it on the property corner, sir?
No, it's not.
When you saw Mr. Griffith possessing the firearms, as you
Hi,
have alleged
Snagglepuss.
and testified to today, did you call law enforcement to say, hey, this person's right next to me, he's got an injunction, he's got a violation, he's carrying a firearm? Did you ever do that?
Yes, I did. I actually went up and spoke with one of the deputies here.
Okay. And did they come over and arrest Mr. Griffith?
No, they did like they usually do here in Levy County. I can't really see it that way, and it's not really clear enough for us, and, maybe we'll go talk to them about it. So they didn't, they just don't do anything about that kind of thing.
I appreciate that response, which gets to my next question isn't it true that whatever it is that you saw was based on what you had video recorded? Is that right, sir?
Yeah, no, I saw it, and I video recorded with my camera.
Okay. Regarding the video cameras that you have at your house, they are able to look over the fence into the backyard of Mr. Griffith.
Julie K wants to know, does Randy have to go to Jewish confession if he's late for the Sabbath? Or can he get a dispensation for crappy judges? This is how Catholics understand the world. Yeah. You'll have to forgive us. We don't know any better.
They'll have to take advantage of the Jewish sale of indulgences and pay for it beforehand. They've got money. They're Jews.
Especially the space Jews.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got lasers.
And you have a series of microphones along the fence line that can hear statements or activity that goes on in Mr. Griffith's yard. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and some of the statements that you've allegedly testified or that you have testified about today, assuming they're true, were those that were recorded while he made them on his property, on his side of the fence.
Yeah, he wanted us to hear it. That's why he said it on the side of the fence where we could clearly hear it.
And it was on the side of the privacy fence, sir. Is that correct?
Not all of them, no, but...
Is there another side of the privacy fence that Mr. Griffith uses, sir?
I hate to tell you this, there's only two sides to a fence. I mean, technically it's three-dimensional. You could balance in something on the top of the fence or bury it underneath the fence, but generally speaking, it's understood there's only two sides to a fence.
Oh, Lord.
And some of the statements he made were in those areas. And I don't really get the reason that you think that it's so important whether or not I saw it on my security camera while he was saying it to me or whether he was standing right in front of me. He was still threatening me.
I see.
The fence doesn't block the screaming,
going back
sir.
to that, July 8th, 2019 incident when you have testified that he shot the pellet rifle at your house.
Here, do you want to turn your other camera on?
If you are concerned about your health and safety.
I just did.
No, I mean, you can add another one.
No, I can't because you're hosting.
Why can't you? Oh, you can't put a...
Yeah.
Really?
And that of your wife, why didn't you tell law enforcement on that day that he shot at you or your house or your wife?
I did tell them that he shot at us at the house.
Palmyra Productions sent $10 on Cash App, and it says, for your transformation into Judaism. Yes, because I'm doing so well.
Okay.
All right, and with that, I think we'll leave off here. So we are at the, let's write it down. We are at the 1 hour, 1 minute, and 28 second
Well, there's
mark.
only like 9
Jeff.
minutes left, isn't there?
I don't have 9 minutes, unfortunately. I don't
All
even
right.
have 9. I gotta go
Get
because
out of
I have to take my kid to a appointment. So we will be back tomorrow. And Jeff will be hosting. We will be simul streaming again at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will have more time tomorrow. So I won't have to run off at exactly the 2 hour mark. But this is a fun series, isn't it, Jeff? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, today was a little boring, but just because of the judge.
We're gonna get more people in the chat. Boring.
Yeah, boring.
So boring.
As we approach the Sabbath, I'm sure it'll heat up a bit.
Yeah, the sun, as you can see by the windows in the courtroom or the light, it has not yet gone down.
But I was just gonna say, like, the tint on the curtain is getting a little darker. It's getting a little redder. So I think
Yep.
sundown is happening because we got to be around the 6:15 mark. So.
Good Lord. All right. So if there's anything else, do we have any more super chats to get to? No, it looks like we're all good. I got Palmyra Productions Cash App. And so I think we're good. I think we're done. An hour. What did I say? An hour, 1 minute, and
you said you wrote it
28
down, you liar.
seconds. I didn't write it down. I said, Jeff, write this down. And then you
With
clearly
what?
didn't.
No, you said I will. Oh, don't. Objection. Both.
Someone rewind the tape. I said, write this down, Jeff. All right. An hour.
Yeah, no.
01 to 8.
An hour and 1 minute. All right, whatever. We'll start at the hour mark.
Okay. All right. So tune in tomorrow where we will pick this up. And I think I will leave you with
no bingo for me.
Yeah, I didn't get bingo either. That's 2 days in a row.
I just
2 days in a row.
Timestamp would have done it.
And he did. Can you believe we went through an entire hearing, almost an entire hearing without one timestamp from this guy? I mean, how does that even happen? How does that happen? He didn't even give us the, well, wait a minute. He gave us the NASA timestamp in the very beginning. We missed it.
But see, I think for the timestamp, we need the seconds. I think he needs to mention the seconds.
Oh, now you're really stretching the definition of timestamp.
Well, I mean, I want bingo. So if you say time, you're the knight. I'm the squire.
Yeah, well, you get it because he mentioned the time of
bingo
sundown.
Then. Bingo, motherfucker.
Let's see, I'm one away. I was waiting for judicial arm waving, and then I would have had it. Judicial arm waving. What does it take to get bingo around here? I tell you. All right. Well, that's all for me. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to Legal Vices. Make sure you're subscribed here. Even if you thought you were subscribed, resubscribe because YouTube is asshole. And we will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Don't be late.
Lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. Say goodbye. No, I don't wanna No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. And my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye.